What's up, YouTube? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, crap. How is life in the fast lane of YouTube? Of course, I had to dribble right here. Nice, clean sweatshirt. Just put it on, all clean. Dribbled on myself having a drink. Oh, well, I'm a slob. I'll admit it. It's life. Get over it. Pumpkin. Little happy, sad pumpkin. Right there. Happy, sad pumpkin. Everyone go download and print the happy, sad pumpkin I designed the other day. Just dicking around inside of whatever I was using. ZBrush Core. Core ZBrush. Not the regular ZBrush, but the Core ZBrush, because all I need is the Core, because regular ZBrush is wow over stupid waste of energy. I can barely figure out Core, let alone the real one. Anyway, so what are you guys up to? Anybody want to hop in here? Invite, copy. I was supposed to do this yesterday with Chris Riley, and crap happened because we were going to chit chat about Core XY and a duet. He's having issues with the getting ribbing, and I actually think it's part of the duet. I don't think the duet is as great as everybody thinks it is. I mean, I shouldn't say it. It's a good board, but I think there's artifacts showing up that's either part of the actual duet board or part of RipRap firmware, which is I'm kind of leaning more toward thinking the duet or the RipRap firmware might give issues. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get rid of it. It's too. I have a real duet, and I'm getting rid of it. And I'm not going to say it's bad, because it's not bad. It's probably one of the best built boards. RipRap firmware is just fine. It's easy to use. I think the latest update is bad. If you have RipRap firmware 2 on there, I'll leave it. Do not go to 3. Everything that could possibly go wrong with my printer went wrong the minute I updated to RipRap firmware 3. And again, I don't think it's bad. I don't think RipRap firmware 3 is bad. There's just really nothing wrong with RipRap firmware 2. 3 has very little updates other than making it easier for like the fancy, tool changers and stuff. It just makes that not even easier. It actually, from what I've seen, it makes it harder. It gives you more possibilities. But it's really unnecessary. There's nothing wrong with RipRap firmware 2. So if you have RipRap firmware 2 on your duet, leave it. Yeah, don't. Because I started out with mine's old, even though they haven't changed it. I mean, the Duet 2 is a Duet. The Duet Wi-Fi 2 is a Duet Wi-Fi 2. They haven't changed it. God, it's been out 4 or 5 years now. And I started out with 1.8, and then updated to 1.9, and then 2, and then 2.1, and 2.3. And I always waited a couple. They'd come out with a new update every couple of months, and as long as it was running, I wasn't updating it. And I was dicking around with it, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe, not even. And, I was cleaning it up, just being me, fixing what isn't broken. And decided I'd install RipRap firmware 3, and God, that probably locked that printer down for like 3 weeks, just trying to get everything to work again, because it's not, I don't know. They changed a lot of stuff. And again, it was more for like the tool changery. They made RipRap firmware 3 for the Duet 3, and they made it upgradable for the Duet 2, and they really shouldn't have. They should have said, if you have a Duet 3, you use firmware 3, and if you have a Duet 2, you use firmware 2. That's my opinion, but again, there's people that know way more about that stuff. But for the basic everyday user, just stay on RipRap firmware 2. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I went up to 3, and that's just been the downfall of the whole board and the whole printer. I barely use the printer at all anymore because it's just obnoxious. Everything is worse. And to downgrade it, don't try version 3. If your printer's printing just fine, don't touch the firmware. And that goes for Marlin too. I got on the bandwagon of upgrading the Marlin firmware every now and again. And just if it's printing, don't screw with it. I mean, if you're into firmware, like where Cocky and those guys are, Chris Riley, sure, that's a different story. But if you just want to print with it, like I love screwing with the hardware. A lot of people don't like doing that. They're like, I don't touch it or worse. It's like, no way, man. I can always make it better or worse and have fun making it worse and trying to figure out why it's worse. So the next one I do is actually better. And yeah. And again, I don't think 3's bad. There's a lot changed. A lot of the code changes, a lot of what you need to code changes. Depending on your slicer, like from what I understand, I haven't tried it, but like Prusa slicer will not function with it well at all. Cura doesn't run with it well at all. IdeaMaker actually runs with it pretty well because IdeaMaker has a RipRap firmware output. I think Prusa Slicer does too, but they say it doesn't work. So I don't know. You'd have to go look at there. I didn't get that deep into it, but I know there was a lot of complaints about both Prusa and Cura slicers giving issues. And I was having problems with issues with IdeaMaker too. And I don't think it was the slicer. I think it was the setting in the firmware I hadn't, because they changed so much. And a lot of it, I don't know. It makes sense, and yet it doesn't. It makes sense for the Duet 3, RipRap firmware 3 makes sense. For the Duet 2, I'll leave it at 2. They should have just left it at. Yeah, Cura. I don't know. Cura doesn't suck. It works. I've used them all. They all work. I lean toward IdeaMaker. It's pretty much all I use now is IdeaMaker. I don't use any of the others anymore. It's just so much easier. It seems harder at first, but once you get used to it. What's up, 3D printing and painting, Jimmy? Jerry. Did I just call you Jimmy? Jerry. Having one of them days. It's been a long day. My niece is getting married this weekend, which is why I scheduled with Chris Riley to do a whole duet-y Core XY. We're just going to sit down and BS yesterday afternoon. And my brother called and said, we want Mom to come up for the wedding, even though you guys can't come. So can you get her ready? And I'm like, oh, crap. So we've had 3 days of trying to get my mother set so we can transport her up to Massachusetts for the weekend. Good part is she's gone for the weekend and I'm not. So I get to sleep and not worry about meals, and I can properly clean and not blah, blah, blah. I can just be left the hell alone. Do what I want to do. So my niece actually called and like, are you okay with not coming to my wedding if I have it? And I'm like, yes. Hate weddings. Happy she's getting married. Happy she's happy. Hate weddings. Hate weddings. Hate funerals. Hate them all. Hate people. Hate groups of people, I should say. Anyway, somebody hop in here. We need some more people babbling besides me. I was going to print something, and I can't think of anything to print. I've already printed the Happy Sad Pumpkin. The Happy Sad Pumpkin. Yours. Available for free on Colts. Go look up the Happy Sad Pumpkin. Or Sad Happy Pumpkin. Happy Sad Pumpkin, I think I listed as. Anyways, one of those. It came out pretty good. It's a nice print. The Happy Sad Pumpkin. There's your Halloween contribution. I have the skull pumpkin there too. Still, I think it's like $2. I think I wanted for that one. This is free. This was just dicking around in ZBrush Core. He's so sad and happy at the same time. Aren't you happy? The bottom's a little too steep. Plus, I didn't have my fan on. I forgot I unplugged the fan. I was working on it. Never plugged it back in. This print, I was like, what's that noise? No fan. It was curling a little bit on the edges, on the overhangs. Probably should have chopped a little bit more of the bottom off. So you can probably even see it, the little ring right here of overhang. Some of that is because of the fan, I think, and some of that is just it's too steep of an overhang without supports. The only support it needs is for the tooth. It doesn't need support for this tooth. That should be the only one. It came out all right. It is Retina Burning Orange Jessie PLA. And it is awesome. Three times an echo on no. Know what? What are we knowing? What is up, Mr. Chris Travis? I was kind of hoping, I was chit-chatting with Mr. Chris Riley, but then he kind of just disappeared. I was hoping he'd show up. And I was trying to get Geeky Faye in here and Billy. And here's a gem. We have a gem with a pumpkin hat witch dude and a green printer, and all we can see is the pumpkin dude. Now you got to print the Happy Sad Pumpkin.
Yeah, this was the pumpkin that Jim forgot to put supports on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it still made it.
I try and design them to not need supports or to need very little supports, but it's hard to make a pumpkin look good. Because you
can see that bottom layer. Yeah, it ate crap on the first couple, on probably the first 10 layers.
Yeah, because it's too much of an overhang. There's a way to get around that if you print your. Well, again, Idea Maker. I know I push Idea Maker, but with Idea Maker for the first 24 layers, you can. Let me switch that because it's driving me nuts. You can set it up so it prints the infill first and the inner shells first, and then the outer shell very last. And a lot of times that'll stop that. And you can just tell it to do it for the first dozen layers because it's not as pretty exterior layer. If you do that, you get you show some of the infill and stuff, but it's a lot prettier than that. But I don't think the other slicers. I mean, I know that's one of the reasons I used to use S3D. S3D does that, and Idea Maker does it. The rest of them you can't multi-process.
Yeah, you can definitely see. This was on a Prusa, but I should have put supports on it. But this is the Jessie the Jessie PLA.
Yeah, that's Jessie too. Which color is that? Is that the cyan something?
It's a blue Jessie blue PLA.
Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 good blues now.
Yeah, I think this is a hi-fi blue. Something like that.
Hi-fi blue is Protopasta. It's all glittery.
No, this is I'd have to look at the package on it. It's some kind of something blue that he makes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my bear I'm working on right now.
Bear.
That's my my Slimer.
I have a problem with the Prusa bears. It's you take one of the most expensive. Granted, it's a really good printer. You're taking one of the most expensive desktop printers, you can buy, and tearing it all apart and adding hundreds of dollars of more just to make it.
This is all scrap. This is all scrap parts.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
what a lot
laying
of people
around.
are actually doing now. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, with
building one
scrap parts,
based
like
on it. The original plan of the Bear printer is you take a Prusa MK2 or an MK3 and slap it on the more stiff frame. That's the biggest problem I see with the MK3 is I still do not understand why he's using the sheet metal tower, which is, I mean, it's strong, but you can make it wobble. I'm sorry, especially where he takes the lower bed frame and it's separated on that sheet metal. It's not. It doesn't go front to
it's
back.
not.
It's that
Yeah,
sheet metal bounces in and then goes back again. That's just
yeah.
a
Mine's not
really
a sheet
bad
metal.
joint.
Yeah, mine's a 6 millimeter composite piece of steel on my regular Prusa. But this one, I ordered the motor kit from Printed Solid for $125 for the Prusa kit. I ordered the E3D. I don't know if you can see it or not. E3D, the 0.9 stepper. I ordered that separate, and then these are just. Yeah, this was just an extra INZ I had laying around.
Oh, so it's a true INZ board and everything, huh?
Yeah, it's so when I ordered my Prusas in the past, I've always ordered extra board as spare parts. So I had an extra board laying around. I spent $125 on motors from Printed Solid that gives you the whole set. And then I already had some extra rods laying around, so I cut some rods up. So they're all LDO motors, just like the Prusas. But I only paid $125 for the motors. It was $100 for the board. $17 for the LDO black and white screen. Yeah, the LDO motor, the LDO black and white screen, I absolutely love. But
yeah,
and then I ordered the frame from Blue Rolls. And that was like $75 or something like that. So I really don't have much money in it.
I don't know. That's still 125, 120, 75. You're at the over $300 mark.
Yeah, but it prints is almost as good as my regular Prusa.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good, especially if you got parts laying around, fans and extruders and that kind of.
Yeah, I've got. Well, I made my own extruders, and what I do for that is I just usually order. I just order the little Bondtech gears.
Yeah.
I just order the Bondtech gear sets, and then order the Bondtech gear drives. So I just make my own Bondtechs.
Oh,
That's all. That's all.
Frame. That's a good idea.
Let's see.
I've always kind of wanted to do. See, that's the other thing I don't get. The more I've played with it, especially with like the Chimeras, the dual drive gearing, completely unnecessary. I mean, there's a lot of people that are
I just love it because
I find it's more. I like geared so you can use a smaller pancake motor, but the dual drive is pointless. If you need the dual drive, now I shouldn't say it's pointless. If you're doing like a big fast, and you're using a Volcano and you're trying to make like a high-end, high-speed printer, sure. But if you're just making a desktop printer that's not going to go much above 60 or 70 millimeters a second, if you need dual drive, there's something else wrong in the machine. The old MK.
No, I agree. Dual drive is so I could run the pancake motor to have a lighter.
But you can do that with geared and a single gear and a single drive. I'm finding the dual drive just causes more issues.
I can't get away with that small of a pancake though. That pancake weighs like nothing. That E3D, the small pancake.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter.
That thing weighs like
gear drive, as long as it's gear driving. Gear driving, I agree with. You can do it direct drive, and that's the advantage.
Yeah, I've got
later. But dual drive is just dual drive's good if you have to have a really, really, really long Bowden tube like I used to have on my. I had the Bondtech on the Llama Core when I I had 1100 millimeter long Bowden tube. But for the average everyday printer, if you need dual drive, if it keeps skipping or, you have problems and the only way to fix it is dual drive, there's something else wrong.
Yeah, I wish I had another E3D laying around, but I've got so there's kind of a smaller motor, but not necessarily a pancake. And I've got a Moons motor, which is considered their pancake motor. I've got a couple more pancakes laying around. Like this.
I do wish that the Hammer had gone to the pancake. I don't know why they didn't. I mean, it is gear driven. Here's the thing I find that's the biggest obnoxiousness about the gear drive. One, the gear drives don't always mesh well. They're meant tight before you put the filament in. When you put the filament in, the teeth separate a little bit, and they're designed to, and it's fine. The thing is there's slop between the two. So if you have a lot of retraction, your main drive gear is moving back and forth more than the secondary planetary gear, because there's slop there, because the filament has pushed the two gears apart and they're meshed perfectly anymore. So the main drive, if you retract a bunch, it's like hitting it, it's moving and slapping those two gears together for one. It's stripping because one gear is trying to hold the filament straight and the other one's trying to push it back and forth. And it just makes no sense. And again, if you're using like a 0.1 nozzle and you're feeding 3 millimeter filament through at 120 or 130 millimeters a second, making these massive over extruded monstrosities, sure. But I don't know. I think that does small and needs a lot of retraction. I think the dual drive is more gimmick than it's actual useful. I've had more problems with dual drive than I ever did with single.
I've got both. I've got both on a lot of machines. I probably got 5 or 6 different. Yeah, I've got Bowdens. I've got remote drives. I got remote direct drives. Remote direct drives are probably my favorite.
The spring coily. All I have left is some Maris. I got the 2 Maris. Dude, I got rid of the Max Blake.
Yeah, this is one of the G5 flex drive pieces. Yeah, it's just basically a little head. I don't know how you can see it, but little head, like you said, that's got the gears are in here. But it's basically a big giant
Flex drive, just like you put on your drill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a big.
See, that's the other thing. I play with those like in construction all the time, and I never found those to be reliable.
Yeah, this thing's thick as a beast, man. But that's actually going on. That direct drive's going on the BLV MGM cube as soon as I get the metal part kit in. But yeah, just the E3D pancake is such a small pancake motor. That's why I went with the dual gear direct drive, the BMG style.
Again, if you go geared, you don't need dual drive. As long as it's geared. If you pancake, you got to gear it. The pancake just doesn't have enough.
Yeah, this was just what's out there for the Bear. No, that's
the
Bear. I think that one's made by Marco Z, I think, on Thingiverse. But I've probably been through 20 different direct drives, like printed ones, and the Marco one's been my favorite.
Yeah, the one on my Max Micron that I no longer have was probably my favorite. That thing was awesome. I never had any problems with that Max Micron. It was probably, I don't know. I keep thinking I should have kept it, but I didn't really use it that much. Even though I probably should have. It was my most reliable. Oh, this thing's actually very reliable now. I mean, there's nothing. It's pretty much the same thing as the Max Micron was, to be honest with you.
Nice.
Everything is just bigger. Now let's get the Hemera on it. And I do love the Hemeras, but wish they'd gone pancake.
Yeah, I like the Hemera too. I just ordered one on eBay for a guy, like 150 or something, like 155.
It's robbing your ass.
Yeah,
Really,
we'll see.
$120.
Yeah, I just can't find them anywhere else online, so I just hopped on eBay and ordered one up.
Yep, they are hard to get because E3D keeps doing. They're having a hard time getting the parts. Everything's made in China.
They can't get the gears. Yeah, you can buy every part separate, which I was going to do, and just make my own. But problem with that is they're out of gears completely. You cannot find the gears anywhere.
You can't buy the motor.
Oh, the motors are easy. You could buy everything, every single part of the Hemera you could buy and build yourself, minus the gears.
I don't think you can buy the motor.
Yeah, they got the motors online on. If you want to share your screen, hop on.
No,
E3D.
it's just. I looked. That was the major part they were back ordered on, and it's that special.
Yeah, the motors.
That and the
gear, the gearing is built onto the motor.
Yeah, it seats in the motor, and it's not a standard spindle either. It's just much smaller spindle coming out of the actual motor itself with its own proprietary gear.
I've got a buddy with a big machine shop. I actually should reach out to E3D and be like, "Hey, can I start making these gears for you?"
They're open source. You can make your own. You're not really supposed to sell them. That
would be my concern. But I have a buddy, like I said, that I could probably have him make a couple thousand of them, ship them to E3D, and then at least then some people could get some Hemeras.
Yeah, the Max Micron built all of my printers. Anytime I needed to print a part for a printer, I did it on the Max Micron.
Yeah.
Everything on that was printed on the control box, or the actual board is in, was printed on. No, it was printed on the LlamaCore because it's big. They made it really, really big. Like, why are you making it so big? And it's like, I don't like wiring. If I make the board and the box big, for one, it gets more air. And two, I got plenty of room to screw with wires. I hate packed wires. And they take the wires and they stuff them in the box and they barely fit. You think about how little airflow there is around that board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about ready to take the Duet off the LlamaCore.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, are you running the Duet on LlamaCore right now?
Yeah. And I got SKR, and I got the box.
Bane of my existence.
And I got the little fan box. This is a really cool idea I came up with. I'm going to have to do a video on it because it seems to work. It's not the end-all answer, but I have found if you take the fan, you put it on it, how you usually have a fan on your control box.
Mm-hmm.
And you put the fan here. I built a little TPU cup that mounts there first, and that has the fan noise right there.
Yeah, that'll actually absorb some vibration.
And I don't even screw the fan to this because the board, it sits like this. I just screw this down and I literally just set the fan in it. The way it's sucking, it holds itself there. And it absorbs a lot of the vibration.
Yeah,
I mean,
not realize that. There's so much vibration in the printers that, honestly, I was thinking about taking, under the bottom frame of my printer, I've got a bunch of Dynamat laying around that transforms vibration into heat. So I was thinking about actually, coating the bottom of my printer frame with the Dynamat.
Okay. got it backwards. Yeah. I make TPU feet, and then I glue old chunks of mouse pad to the bottom of them, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, that's what I have on the Prusa Mini. I've got TPU feet, and then rubber balls in them, squash balls.
Old mouse pad is just awesome for anti-vibration and noise reduction. Works really well. What is up, Mr. Bob Kearns? Anybody else want to jump in here? All the people I were hoping could get in here aren't here.
There's a 32,000 layer benchy.
32,000 layer. Why is it 32,000 layers?
Resin. I was doing a torture test on the resin printer. I don't know how you could see it, but that is.
You need a better camera, dude.
Yeah, this camera sucks, but you can see the shine on it. 32,000 freaking layers. Took like 12 hours.
You, Bob, I want you. I was actually supposed to me and Chris were going to do a stream yesterday, and I had to cancel because we were going to talk Duet and Corks Y because he's having issues and I'm having issues, and they're kind of the same issues. We're wondering if they're Duet or Corks Y or a mixture of both, or we were just going to BS. But with my mom going to Boston, there's been a lot of. I'm surprised I actually had time tonight to stream. She's tired, so I'm hoping she's napping. Otherwise, I may get a text going, "Come down here, I need a hand," which is fine. But I was going to have Mr. Chris Riley and Billy was talking about maybe stopping in the next half an hour or so. And Geeky Faye I hit up, and a few other people, just for a change up, something different.
Yeah, man, definitely. I love Core XYs. I've got about 2 or 3. I'm actually working on my 3rd right now.
That's another thing I'm kind of thinking I'm going to veer away from. They're nice. I built mine back when they were first new, and they weren't as popular. I remember back in the day that like everyone was against them. The belt passed too long. It's terrible. It's a terrible idea. Belt passed too long. It was like everyone's answer to it. I was like, yeah, but it's lighter and faster.
Yeah, I love rails.
Your belt.
I'm a big fan of the rails.
See, I don't see the advantage for 3D printing unless you're into like real high-end ones. The wheels are just fine. Everyone's like, oh, LMUs are more accurate, and they are and they aren't. LMUs are not accurate unless you spend a lot of money, and at that point, you might as well just get rails because the rails are more accurate, stronger. Because LMUs are sloppy.
Oh, I agree. I hate LMUs.
You can vibrate them around.
Yeah. I don't like LMUs. The only reason I built this was because I had LMUs laying around.
Yeah, I get a bunch of people keep telling me they're better than wheels. Wheels pick up dirt. So do LMUs. It's like maintenance, cleaning your freaking printer. Dust it off, and you won't get dirt on the wheels. Oh, they wear out. So do LMUs. And when the wheel wears out, all I got to do is unscrew a new one on. I don't have to tear the whole thing apart, soak the thing in freaking grease stripper, re-grease it, rebuild the whole printer. You unscrew one wheel that's bad, and you screw a new one in. Boom, done.
Yeah, as long as you're printing slow. Yeah, definitely wheels aren't bad if you're printing slow. But on my bigger machines, like the 500 by 500 millimeter ones, I'm printing at 120 millimeter per second with the 1.0 nozzle.
Yeah, but
so
now you're talking borderline professional, not desktop.
Well, yeah, that's my side business is what I do. I make speaker rings and speaker pods and subwoofer boxes and all different kinds of weird crap for vehicles. Right now, this is one of my projects from a car audio shop. I've got to take this, basically make an adapter that mounts a 3.5-inch woofer inside of a 4x6 So that's one of my projects right now. That's like you said, it's doing this profession for a business. So, and I'm doing a lot of parts for him. So I can't really print slow or small.
I think V-Wheel is by and far the best compromise for your basic everyday 3D. If you're going to get into high-end stuff, multiple $1,000 machines, yes, the linear bearing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, LMUs are the worst of the three. I hate LMUs. They're loud.
There's like one
soft.
of my glowing. It's actually a boat speaker pod. I've got with a white on top, transparent in the middle. And that'll actually mount on a golf cart. We got one. So you're making a lot of parts for businesses. So I try to make them look really nice. Do the best I can for them.
I want to try the new hardened. I think they are polycarbonate.
Which one? What are you talking about?
Open Bills has a hardened Delron wheel. It's not Delron. It's a hardened V wheel.
It's probably like some sort of like a dryland material or something.
Well, that's what they use now is dry. Actually, it's not dryland. I think it is just Delron.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's palm too.
Yeah, well, that's basically the same material. I know it's not exactly, but that's like PEX and PEI. They're both PEIs.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened? Why did it not go to the part? They don't. I don't know. It's not centralized. Wheels. They have the solid stainless wheels. Extreme Mini V wheel. It's like a semi-transparent stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be like harder and more accurate.
Yeah, I've got some of those laying around.
Hardened polycarbonate, so it is a polycarbonate.
Yeah, they're just like about any other wheel. They start to get grooves in them over time.
Yeah, but so does anything else.
Yeah,
everything wears.
Well, yeah, I bought those thinking, well, maybe this might be better, but it was just kind of like, well, they still start to mar.
They do something that's hardening. They also have like stainless steel wheels, which I looked into, and then I thought about it, and it's like I prefer the Delrin wheels just because they're quiet. If they wear out, I'll replace them. You know what I mean?
Plus you get metal wheels are crazy loud.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They're just loud. I wish there was a way to do maglev. There was a guy looking at that. Who the hell was it I saw? He actually did maglev motion for instead of belts or LMUs, he was doing maglev. The problem is it's too floaty.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's gonna be too much variance unless it's such a small tolerance.
It moves faster and it actually moves more accurate. It just you can't get speeds because your accelerations and your decelerations have to be so much higher.
Yeah,
because it just can't. You can't have it going 120 millimeters a second and stop. It won't. It'll just keep floating by and then bounce back. But yeah,
interesting.
I can't remember who the hell it was. He did it on his X for a while, and he had like I don't know 1 million magnets across the 300 millimeter wide length or whatever, and he was trying to get it accurate, and he got it pretty good. He was doing as good as anything else really, but there was definitely the overplay, overrun on corners and stuff. He just couldn't get rid of it without slowing it way down. What is up, RC CNC dude? Constrain it with more magnets. Well, that was the other thing too, because the magnets, magnets are heavy. They're really heavy. and by making the whole thing magnet, it made the whole head heavy, even though he was using electromagnets. It was cool to watch. I got to remember who it is, if I can remember who the hell it was. What is up, Jakey Farm? Jakey Matt from Farm of the State, from New York State. State of New York. Jakey Matt from Farm State. Oh boy, I need to take drugs and go to bed. That's what I need to do. It's only 8 o'clock at night. I'm like burnt. I haven't. You know, I just figured it out. I've been burnt for like the last 3 days because I haven't done a damn thing. I've been doing stupid little runaround crap. I voted.
Sweet.
Well, I had to. The state's making me where I take care of my mother. They don't want me getting in line with people. So when she got her vote by mail, which isn't vote by mail. I don't know why everyone's talking about it being vote by mail. You don't mail it. You take it to the town hall and you drop it in a box. So it's not really any different than going and doing regular voting. It's just you can do it anytime that's convenient for you. You don't have to sit there and wait and stand in line. This whole vote by mail thing is just foolish. You don't mail it. I mean, you can if you're that foolish, but you get the stupid card and you bring it to the town hall and you drop it in a box. You don't like mail it. I mean, unless you're like out of state or out of country, yeah, your absentee ballot. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Mr. Buttram, my Wikipedia dude. Buttrampedia. Yeah, because they didn't make me, but the state kind of suggested where I'm care for the elderly, that if she's going to do an absentee ballot, that I should with her. I said, sure, no problem. Then I don't have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go stand in line for an hour.
I agree.
There's one voting place in town, and it just sucks. I hate voting. It's just a lot of waiting to go in there and freaking. It's an hour of waiting to do a 10-minute job, and that just nothing irritates me more. And I get it, I understand why, but granted, there, Mr. Ben Bradley. Linear rails. They can improve if you already have issues. Linear rails are going to help if you're in a certain kind of dirty location that it can sweep off. If you have kind of bigger chunks that the sweeps on the linear rails and even LMUs are going to sweep off as it goes back and forth, you're actually better off with LMUs or linear rails than V wheels. If it's just dust and everyday dirt, as long as you clean off the linear rail now and again, the V groove, you're not gonna have any problems with it. It's actually gonna last longer.
Yeah, that's what I do. Just use a little dental pick. Just go through there and pull it out.
Yeah. But dust and dirt are going to do more. Dust is going to do more damage to a linear rail than it is a V groove, as long as you clean them. Either one. If you got to clean off the smooth rod now and again, even with LMUs. They're both going to get dust and dirt, and it's going to get in there, and you got to clean it. And it's part of maintenance of any machine. Dirt gets in there.
Cutting oil. Cutting oil does a good job. Run it for a little bit, let them run, and wipe it down.
Yeah.
Oil does a good job. Run it for a little bit.
Thomas.
Wipe it down.
You got the YouTube running there in the background there.
Oh,
sir.
hold on.
Just printing stuff. You got the iPad running in the background there.
Yeah,
Droid pad or whatever they're called.
Why do you have that screen up?
What screen? Oh, I never got rid of my screen. I'm not even really paying attention. I'm just kind of out in my own little time zone.
Yeah, I'm getting everything ready to transform one of the bears to one of the Warkaki SKR with turbo with the 2.9 steppers on the X and Y and all that good stuff.
That's what I got right there in that box. That's what I'm going to end up putting on the Core XY.
Yeah, I already printed the case. So the case is done.
Oh, and you're using that carbon fiber freaking atomic filament, you freaking bastard.
Yeah.
Money.
So the case is done, and I'm printing for the LCD screen, the TFT 35.
I wish I could afford atomic filament.
Oh, come on. It's not so bad.
Oh, it's like 3 times what I pay for filament.
Well, it is nice.
I'm pretty much stuck on Jesse now. That's it. That's not all I buy. And I've lately been, the last 2 I've ordered have been the transition rolls that are like $13.
Yeah, but that stuff prints like a dream. Look at that. I mean, it's just.
It's what? $40 a roll plus shipping?
I don't remember. I'll have to check.
I think it's even more if you got the carbon fiber.
But it prints beautifully. Look at this. You can hardly see layer lines in there. I mean, it's.
So does the Jesse.
Somebody else on the light.
It's $19 a roll, not $39. I can buy 2 of these for one of those, and this prints just peachy. It actually, this prints better than a lot of more expensive. I like this better than Protopasta.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my Protopasta more because I don't think Protopasta makes the best filament in the world. I just love that they make all these bizarre colors and shades. And I wish more. I really wish that. I don't know. Wish more people would stop making the black, white, red, orange, blue, green, and start making like bizarre. It's the reason I like caramel. I love caramel. They always have these like real nice, rich colors. Because I'm not a sander and painter. When I print, and that's that. When it comes off the printer, I'm done. Like that.
What was that?
This ball of bright orange hair.
No, this was a failed print.
Bright orange. That looks like Carrot Top.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a tree.
Yeah.
Carrot. You know,
it did pretty good.
Well, Carrot Top's like turning gray now.
Hate when that happens.
It's called 3 a.m. You start to print and you go to bed.
We have a cocky of the war.
You got a what?
There he is.
The Warkaki.
Yeah, I was in a meeting with the client, so I was already sitting here having a conversation with a couple.
I didn't know you had a twin, dude. It's not you. You got the wrong freaking hat on. Disturbing.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a hoodie, you know.
Did you get my email?
I did. Quarter inch is too big.
It is too big. Okay, yeah, that's the smallest they got.
I got the TV real loud.
Yeah. So where's Devin? She wanted to stream today. We got to find her.
I actually read that, and that's why, because I don't often post on the Discord, and I saw she did that, so I threw it up there. And
She's had a bad day. We got Buttram and Matt from State Farm and Ben and Jerry.
Yeah, I agree. You can get better HTPLA, Mr. Buttram, elsewhere. Not that theirs is bad. I think theirs is just overpriced.
I just spent $50. I just spent $50 on PLA from them.
Yeah, which I would too for doing something like you wanted to do. That's what they're good for.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I love I actually like the High Five Blue. I just like the color; it's a nice color, and I really love their Mermaid Tail Green. It's like a teal. That's like an awesome color, and I will buy that on occasion when I have money to just blow. problem with those things is that you pay so much money for them and you get so little. You're always like, oh, I need something special to print with that, and then you never use it because. Oh, dude, I was thinking of you today when you were sitting there stirring your. I think I've watched your stupid video of you stirring your little witch's cauldron there like 20 times today, and I think we should redesign it to actually look like a witch's cauldron. So you can sit there and stir it and it bubbles. Put that nice green frickin' powder in there that you had in there, and you get it look like a witch's cauldron stirring and bubbling. I think that would be awesome. Put a little bit of dry ice and water in the bottom so it like steams up. Probably destroy the powder doing that, but
Yeah.
it's good Halloween.
I was looking at some of those prints like you like and follow some of the stuff that's made for the bear. Some of it's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be printing quite a bit of it.
No, not unless you're like giving it like Joel is. You know, when Joel
Hey,
is,
Mr. Warkaki, that's a Slimera rendition I'm making as a tribute to Slimera.
Slimera.
Slimera. Green with green and black parts. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I got the Hamero on order. I got one off eBay because I couldn't find it anywhere else. But yeah, it's going to be my Slimera.
So you're gonna take that bear extruder off?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Hamera's
I like Hamera.
Hamera's so hard to get right now.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible. BQ freaking fixed their Hamera clone thing, I guess.
Yeah, they added a new fan thingy onto it.
Yeah, well, the first thing I pointed out the first time I ever saw it, because I joined their whole little group and their club and everything when they first came out and said, oh, join this and we're going to start this and you're going to get discounts. And after the Creality BS and then the Sunlu BS, I'm like, I'm not spending money on a untested, never on market before printer. But they showed that extruder, which is basically, I mean, it's not exactly, but it's basically a Hamera clone. And they had the fan ducts going straight down into the print.
Yeah, well, of course.
It's like the whole point of the Hamera was to take the air and flow it up and away. I mean, otherwise you just might as well get an old MK8 side mount fan with an aluminum block sitting there and just screw the thing together and be done with it.
See, we should have Sergio show him how air ducting works.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's get an HVAC guy in here. We got to get you doing CAD, bro. That way you can tell us how to properly duct things.
Yeah,
He's a tin knocker. You don't even do that much tin knocking anymore, do you? You
Well,
do more low pressure vinyl, don't you?
What's that? What was that again?
You do more low pressure or high pressure vinyl now than you do actual tin knocking, don't you?
Oh yeah.
The
No, I
vinyl
do.
tubing and the little hole instead of the big duct.
Well, it depends. Well, there is a system where the ducts are only 2-inch round. It's called
Yeah, that's
Space
the
Pack.
high pressure vinyl.
Yeah, high pressure Space Pack.
Yeah.
Space Pack and Unicoat.
Yeah, and it's just like a 2 or 4 inch little hole in the wall.
2-inch. Actually, the
It
hole
does
that
as
you
much
make,
as a big, massive 16-inch vet does.
it fits in between the 2x4 wall, so you can get them down 2x4 walls. It's designed that way.
Devin! Been waiting for you, Devin. Come on, get off my arm, you coat.
You
All right, let's see who's been messaging me.
You just came in from the outside?
Yeah, I had a family session outdoors,
Uh-huh.
and then I ran back home, had a quick snack. The ice cream truck drove by, so I got a Choco Taco. And then I ran downstairs and had a client meeting.
Oh, you actually had an ice cream truck come by.
Dude, it was awesome.
I haven't seen an ice cream truck since last year.
I didn't know, and then I heard the music. I'm like, really? So I ran outside and I flagged him down. I was like the only person in the neighborhood. I was like, ah! And he's like, you want some ice cream? And I was like, hell yeah, I want some ice cream. He's like, all right.
Hey, you got a bunch of like extra LDO parts laying around, right?
Shit. Do I? Yeah, I do.
Do you wouldn't happen to have one of these LDO style 8-2 single start lead screws, would you?
I don't have any just separate lead screws.
Or one with the motor mounted like this? Because
The only one that I have is a
he don't
2
make them.
mil. That's all I have left. So I had custom made for me was a smaller resolution one, so one that would be 4 times the resolution.
Right. That's
So
what this
you
is.
don't want it.
It's an 8. This is what this is. This is an 8-2 single start. Not a 4
It's
start.
not an 8.2 that I had. It was
That's the higher resolution. That's 4 times the resolution. 8-2 single start is 4 times the resolution as an 8-2 4 start. Because a
I don't
4
know.
start, you do a higher resolution. That's what this is. I have a feeling this is one of the ones he made for you.
no, mine were taller.
It's a 300.
Yeah.
It looks small.
Yeah, Devin, I am a little kid. That is correct.
It's
And
got
yes,
a weird-
Mr. Buttram, I am living my best life because, dude, if I see an ice cream truck, like I was playing basketball with my buddies, an ice cream truck rolled by the neighborhood, I flagged it down and I got myself a bomb pop. And they're like, really? I was like, dude, it's fucking bomb pop.
It's a pop pop. Pop pops are good, man.
Like it was the giant ones, like the big, like super bomb pops. I was like, dude, like it's like Chris, you could have just went to the grocery store. I'm like, I don't care. It's a ice cream truck. I am gonna hang out and get me some ice cream from the goddamn ice cream truck. Like y'all can make fun of me all you want, but I'm right.
The regular like vanilla whatever cone with the basic vanilla ice cream dipped in that red candy shell crap.
Oh yeah, the hard
I
shell.
love those.
Dude, there's so many good ones.
One of my favorites, and you only see it in either Philadelphia or in New York. Of course,
Yeah.
you see it everywhere in Puerto Rico. Is this
Yeah.
coconut ice cream that they make?
It's all
We
work.
call it helado de coco. Oh my God, that stuff is a dream.
I like the coconut Mexican ice cream bars. Those are good.
You
You
gotta try the
now,
Puerto
Warcock.
Rican
Everyone's
ones.
saying they want bomb pops.
Dude, everyone likes bomb pops, dude. Like, how can you not like bomb pops? Devin, yeah, you should grab a beer or tequila. They're all jelly. What's up, Bob Carnes? And Jesse, dude, I miss seeing him all the time. Like when I was a kid, I'd see him, but as an adult, it's like so rare to see an ice cream truck.
Oh, we see them freaking whiz by here. Thank God they're gone. I'm so sick of hearing the ding 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 with the beat.
The best is when you
There's
find
like
the ice cream
8 of them
truck
go
that's
by a
playing
day.
the clown music, the dun 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 dun, and you're like, scary clown music and ice cream?
They tried to, no lie, this town tried to outlaw them when traveling from one area to another, playing the music. Because a lot of them would just drive from beach to beach to beach, and they just let it run.
Hmm?
And they actually lost. The town lost.
No, we usually have a lot of ice cream trucks
They
around
do
here, except
stop in between the beaches.
with COVID, I guess they're just staying home.
Yeah, he has a mask on. So, and it's ice cream. Ice
And we
cream
still
can't
see
be
Mr.
bad.
Softy.
Mr. Frosty.
No, Mr. Softy.
Oh yeah, banana fudge bomb pops. Yes, those were good too.
Banana fudge bomb pop.
I just remember the old chocolate fudge pops with the 2 sticks in it.
Oh, the original.
Oh, yeah.
The original freaking strawberry and
Strawberry
what's the
shortcake one from Good Humor.
almond
Yep.
one.
Hey,
Oh,
Chris, I would lick those things in the
I knew
middle
it was about the same.
Yeah.
to the point where you separate it.
Oh, I remember those. What were those? The 2 pop bomb pops or whatever.
Well, they had twin pops. They were
Yeah,
called
twin
twin pops.
Yeah, with the 2 sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, but they made the original fudge ones were on the 2 sticks.
Yep.
Yeah, pudding pops were good. Pudding pops. And I used to always, well, like once Choco Tacos came, I'm like, all right, I already love the little sundae cones. God, what are they called? The waffle cone with the scoop of ice cream on top and the fudge in the bottom. Oh, man, they got a name. But Choco Taco, man.
Do you all have readers down Rita?
Mm-mm.
No? Well, it's an East Coast thing. They started in Philadelphia and they're starting to grow out. They now have come to Maryland.
Yeah.
And oh my God, gelato. You know what gelato is?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a Jalo place.
They
5-minute
make-
walk.
They make all their stuff.
Yep, that's how this one is. Drumsticks.
Oh my God. And I love their chocolate. It's not ice cream. It's what's the other one?
Custard. Frozen custard.
Custard. That's it.
Frozen custard. Yep.
Oh my God. I get a cup of that stuff with chocolate sprinkles on it. Man.
Dude, this city, we've got frozen custard, gelato, frozen yogurt, ice cream, Dairy Queen, Culver's. I mean, there's so much like dessert. It's hard to be in shape in this city.
The closest Dairy Queen to me is probably about 15 miles away.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen.
Dude, I've got 3 Dairy Queens within a short drive of me because it's
here.
literally. I got one just north of me, I got one just south of me, and I got one just west of me. It's same thing with Walgreens. I got a Walgreens south of me, a Walgreens west of me, and a Walgreens east of me. I got a McDonald's in all 4 directions. I can drive within 5 minutes. Like it's just dumb.
I can walk to the McDonald's from here.
I cannot walk to the McDonald's.
I could. It's literally about
None of that in this town.
half a mile.
The town.
Oh, Jesse, you're talking the ones that came with the wooden spoon?
Store.
Shaved ice. We have 2 traditional shaved ice places in town.
Shaved
One
ice
of them's 60 years old, and you can get fresh shaved ice in 12 different flavors. And they do what's called an unusual, because they also make granitas. So they make granita in any 1 or 2 flavors that you want, plus lemon or vanilla ice cream in the middle.
Oh, holy smokes. There is a Dairy Queen that I didn't know was in Rockville. So it's only a few miles away.
Yep.
Oh, I
All
never
around
saw
us.
that
Now
Dairy
we go.
Queen. How about
So Sergio's going to head out and get himself some pretzels and some God, what do they call them? Dairy Queen, the Blizzard. He's going to get a Blizzard.
For the pretzels, I like going to Auntie Annie's.
Yeah, we got one at the mall here.
Yeah, I love those things. Oh,
It's the only thing that I can't get because I don't go to the mall. Like I just don't go to the mall. So, and I think I can get it delivered with DoorDash, which is really weird. It's like, oh, you want some DoorDash? So,
Jesus Christ! I had no idea there was a Dairy Queen that close. How about
so Jesse, I don't remember the brand, but I know that different companies made them. I know Mueller Milk used to make one, the little cup of ice cream with a wooden spoon, and you can get them in either vanilla, chocolate.
Friendlies.
You can get them in chocolate, vanilla, half and half, or you can get them in strawberry.
Yep.
So
Napoleon. You used to get the Napoleon ones that way too.
Neapolitan, yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant.
I say the same shit every time too. Like, you eating that Napoleon ice cream? They're like, Neapolitan. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Fancy French
They
fucker.
understood what I said.
I know, yeah.
Properly because they understood me.
vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate?
Yeah, it's a good combo. And there's also that other one that has like pistachio. They have a something. Yeah.
Pistachio.
Hopefully you can find it, Jesse. There's a few different companies that made them. I know. So we have a Mueller Milk Company that's literally in our city, and a Dean's Milk Company. So like we get ice cream from them. It's just local. So. Euros, man. I haven't had a good Euro in a while.
I had a friend, her last name was Muller, and it's spelled, of course, Mueller, but if you called her Mueller, she would slap you in the face. I'm not Mueller, I'm Muller.
Yeah, well, then why is there an E in your name? Gosh darn it.
Yeah, right. She was something else.
Ooh, yeah, there's an Arby's. I got an Arby's north of me and an Arby's south of me, all within 5-minute drive. Again, there's no shortage of food out here. I got a Pan Express. I got a Charlie's cheesesteak. I've got.
Panda Express, God, haven't had Panda Express in years.
I like Panda Express, but I only get three things there. I get the teriyaki chicken,
Yep.
and I get the orange chicken and the Szechuan beef. That's it.
I don't think I've done the Szechuan beef, but those are the only
It's
two.
good.
We used to
good.
get it in the mall all the time because they had
Yeah.
the one good thing about the Crystal Mall when they put it in, they put the food court like its own like little wing with its own parking lot and everything. So you didn't have to go into the mall to go to the food court. You could drive up to the food court and just walk in and get whatever you want. God, that
Chris
was
Travis knows. He lives in Kenosha, so he knows all about that Culver's. Culver's is like a McDonald's, an upper scale McDonald's that has frozen custard instead of ice cream. And they make fresh frozen custard every day. Every day they open up and make fresh vanilla and fresh chocolate custard. And then they got cement mixers, which is their version of Blizzard. So you can get a Blizzard made with frozen custard instead of soft serve. And it is rich and it is delicious.
Upscale McDonald's. Really?
They do smash patties. So it's kind of like an old, like, New York style smash patties where they take the, like a steak burger and they smash the thing on the pan and you get really thin, nice, crispy edged patties. They're cooked in butter. They're called butter burgers. So they put like a dab of butter down to cook the patty down on. So it really crisps them up. And the cheese is from Wisconsin. Like it's really nice. Like the quality is way better. They also make their own root beer. Well, they don't make it, but they have their own Culver's root beer. Very good root beer.
I used to love homemade root beer. The real strong, harsh stuff.
Yeah.
Used to get that.
Oh, yeah.
We have two bars that home brew. Well, they brew their own root beers at two of the local craft breweries in town. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
I never had buttermilk pie.
Back in the day.
Yeah. But actually, what's funny is Butcher mentioned it. He misses Choco Coke. Like you can make your own soda. Well, you can make your own sodas back in the day. So you can get like a chocolate Coke.
Oh yeah, well we were talking about that the other day about the soda fountains, the old.
Yeah, so you can get a Choco Coke or root beer float or
Cherry Coke was my favorite.
SodaStream will not make you a Choco Coke.
The real cherry.
So you take Coke flavor, squeeze, chocolate flavor, squeeze, and you add the soda to it fresh. Like it is a completely different experience when you get a Choco Coke or any of those old soda jerks. There's one in Milton, something. There's like Wisconsin. There's a little city in Wisconsin that has a soda jerk place, and you can get yourself an actual old school fountain soda.
Yeah, those were good, man. I love those. Miss those days.
Actual cherry vanilla Coke where they put in the actual grenadine, actual vanilla flavor, and then the Coke juice, and they add the seltzer to it. Well, not seltzer, but it is seltzer, but their own.
It's seltzer without the salt.
Yeah.
That would be like crack to me, man. I'd be hanging out there all the time.
I would be too, dude. Like, I have no idea. Like, I've talked to my friends, and I mean, they're my age, and I'm like, have you ever had these? They're like, no. How did you? I'm like, there were still some in existence.
Yeah.
There's a really good cooking YouTube video where there's a guy that's all he does is recreates old sodas, and he shows you how to make old fountain drinks at your house, like how to buy your seltzer and make your own like squeeze like flavorings and stuff.
I can see a retro restaurant opening it up doing that.
We had one. So we had my buddy Paul. He opened up. He owns a bunch of restaurants in town. They're all high end restaurants, but he opened up a breakfast place, and they made like really, really fancy. Not really, really fancy, but really, really like unique breakfast. So they based their breakfast menu off of were called flapjacks, which are traditional to a certain country. I can't remember. So it's almost like a pita bread, but not. It's a very fluffy pita bread, and all the breakfast would be in it. So you'd like eat the breakfast, and then you can eat, crack, rip off pieces of the bread to eat the rest of the breakfast with. But they also had every soda. So they found all like the old school soda companies. So they like, you can get like weird brands of soda. Like if you wanted a grape soda or a cherry soda or a chocolate soda or whatever, there'd all these different brands. So kind of like, like you'll go to the mall, like the grocery store, you see Sprecher, you see
used to have the soda delivery, where you order a case of soda and they deliver it. And you save
Yeah.
the bottles, the original, deposit bottles. You pay
Yep.
10 cents, and they used to have this pineapple soda that was so good.
Yep, they had pineapple soda. Dude, they had everything, man. It was so good. I used to always get the birch beer. They also made homemade breakfast drinks.
The Cokes that I like are the ones from Mexico, the ones with real
With real sugar in it. Yeah. You need to try Indian Coke.
Indian Coke.
Yeah, so if you ever go to like a world market or a place that has like a bunch of international foods, see if they've got Indian Coke. It is another amazing find.
Huh. I gotta
So
try
yeah, it's delicious, man. It's got a different flavor profile, but again, natural sugar, so natural granulated sugar.
Yeah.
But it has because every country has to like do their own, like they have their own Coke company. So if you ever go to the actual Coke like building, you can try Cokes from around the world. They're all different. So
I'm gonna look for
You
that.
bring your own straw and mirror.
Didn't know it existed.
Mr. Buttram, the only thing you missed was we talked about Choco Coke. Like old school.
Cherry Coke and vanilla Coke and
Yeah, old school. Not the ones you buy in the can, but the one that you would.
soda fountain.
Yeah, soda fountain style.
Huge soda jerk soda fountains. Back in the day, there was a couple of those around here when I was growing up.
Yeah, they were dying out by the 70s.
Yeah.
I think they do use tamarind in Indian Coke.
Oh, really?
It has.
I think the Saybrook's Diner still has actual soda jerk soda. They make their own.
Yeah. It's funny, of all, you know how they always try to bring shit back?
For a little bit anyway.
You'd think they'd bring that back. Like an old fashioned like fountain place where they do like nothing but malts, shakes, and fountain sodas.
Yes. And I bet you they'd make a killing.
Yeah.
They'd probably
Yeah.
make a killing.
They would.
And it's also it's a hell of a lot cheaper to make it that way too. Like just buying the syrup and having your gun. So like if people want more flavor or less flavor, you just put in more flavor and then shoot the gun.
Yes.
Like I want a double Jerry Coke.
To make them that way.
Yeah.
It's not as expensive. The equipment is the original equipment. The setup is, but
Oh yeah.
just set up. It's pennies per drink.
You'd have that huge bar with a pull top like jar, so that like if you wanted to get a cherry, they lift up the little thing and it's got a strainer on the bottom, so they can just grab the cherry to put it in there. Oh, you want peanuts? They grab the thing, grab some little spoon with the peanuts, pour it on your. Oh man, yep.
The mini M&Ms.
That's why I really liked going to. I don't know if you guys have the. What's the name of the ice cream shop that's down here? It's the make your own ice cream place.
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone, yeah, Creamery.
Oh yeah, Cold Stone. Yeah.
My favorite seltzer is the Topo Chico, the Mexican seltzer in the glass bottle. That stuff's delicious. I always squeeze like a whole lime of lime juice in my Topo Chico and get like a really good lime soda. Doesn't have any sugar in it, but fizzy lime juice is delicious.
Chocolate cola. I've never seen that. Not
Yeah.
yet. It must be maybe a Midwestern or kind of mid-U.S. stuff kind of thing.
Yeah, so
seen it here in the East Coast.
let me pull it up. Share screen.
Cola, Mr. Buttram, huh?
Yep, right here. Show my screen.
Yes, master.
Yeah, so they had Chocola, which is chocolate flavored soda water.
Wow.
And they had can of it, Chocola. You can also, yeah.
It's just chocolate milk.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like Yoo-Hoo more than chocolate milk. It's Yoo-Hoo with, yeah.
I've never seen. This is the first time I've ever seen a Chocola.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
It's a Western thing. It's not an East Coast thing.
Yeah, it's not an East Coast thing because I've never seen
Oh,
it.
Dairy Ripple? Really, Mr. Buttram? That's not fair. I have 2 Dairy Ripples in my area.
Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo is also good.
Yoo-hoo's like disgusting and delicious.
It was condensed milk. It tasted like condensed milk with chocolate.
Oh my god, they made fudgicle chocolate fudge soda. I would so smash that. Yeah, carbonated Yoo-hoo, which you could make. Like you can just add carbonation to Yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
They used to sell carbonated milk back in the day. That was a thing.
Carbonated milk.
Yep.
2%
milk carbonated.
Eclairs. It was a little bit of chocolate syrup with milk and seltzer.
Yeah.
Now those I loved.
Yeah.
And it was nice when the soda jerk would mix it up in a way where the foam came up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, there was so much cool stuff. Mr. Buttram, you're gross.
Carbonated Yoo-hoo. Gross.
Well, Yoo-hoo isn't my favorite, but that's all we got left.
Every once in a while, I get like a Yoo-hoo craving, like once every 3 years.
Yeah.
You
six-pack of
or in bottle, you soft drink of what? I can't remember the whole thing.
I don't remember it.
You in can or in bottle, you the soft drink of
like Tang. I remember when Tang was all the thing.
Tang. Yeah. even the astronauts drink it.
What's up, Grubby?
Originally designed for, Tang was originally designed for.
We're talking about Tang.
Yeah, so there used to be a milk drink. They had strawberry milk and regular milk soda. That was a thing back in the 90s.
Oh, God, I don't remember that.
Yeah, well,
I remember strawberry. No, I remember strawberry milk and vanilla and chocolate milk, vanilla milk, and all from growing up because my cousin loved strawberry milk, and I thought it was the worst thing in the world. But I don't remember the sodas. Are you sure that wasn't just the strawberry milk after it had spoiled?
No. No. There was Milkus.
No, then it's Colonel,
which is carbonated milk drink. And then there was Calpico, that was carbonated milk drink, but they'd made flavors like strawberry milk, chocolate milk, regular milk.
Quick is awesome.
Strawberry Quick in the old can, the old tin can that you pop the top on.
Yeah, I remember
that was the shit. They went to that stupid plastic container. I'm like, this is no fun. I wanted to grab my spoon and pop the top.
Yeah, but when kids start getting cut on aluminum, lawsuits and
well.
Cost of production.
We got away from the era of somebody gets hurt doing something they shouldn't have, and just saying you're a dumbass too.
Yeah.
Somebody intentionally spills coffee on their lap and then sues McDonald's and gets several $1 million out of the deal.
Well, they didn't intentionally do it, and the coffee was overheated.
So the old lady actually did. She went to a couple other restaurants. She ended up getting countersued and having to pay the money back.
No, she didn't.
McDonald's did get caught for serving it too hot, but they found out the old lady that did it, that was the big one that everybody remembers. She ended up getting busted because she was actually doing it intentionally. So
I had to do a paper on that in business class, and that was not what happened. So she didn't even sue McDonald's. She asked only for the money to cover the expenses of the surgery. That's all she asked for. And McDonald's denied her. And then so she took up a lawyer, and then the lawyer fought for that. But then in the end, they gave her a bunch of money. That was the original lawsuit. It was actually the news was actually sharing false information at that time on it, because McDonald's like, this is what's happening to us. This is what she's doing. But the actual lawsuit in case, it was she actually only wanted the money for her burns. They went and did it. They tested the machine, and it was like almost boiling.
It was 190 degrees.
And so they were like, yeah, she's wrong, or they're wrong. It shouldn't be this hot. Like, this is ridiculous. Like 160, 170 should be better anyway for coffee. Like, why is your machine this hot? And it's actually supposed to be, I guess, a lower temperature is what the machine's rated for, but it was wrong. And then when she went to court, her lawyers fought for the money, and then she was given a higher amount. Like, the judge was like, this is your, grief and whatever. And yeah, so that was.
Well, no, it was a jury. She did sue him because McDonald's only gave her $800, was only offering her $800, and she said her medical expenses was $20,000. So she filed a suit, and it went to a jury because anything over $20 by the Constitution can go before a jury.
Yeah.
And the jury suggested to award her $2.9 million, and she settled for a little less than $600,000. But then afterwards, it was found out that it was her fault that the coffee was spilled in the first place.
It was her fault. She admitted that she had it on the thing and it fell over in her lap.
Well, yeah, because whenever I buy hot coffee, I know to be careful not to spill it on myself. If I spill it on myself, I'm not going to go and sue the damn. That's my stupidity.
Yep.
Yeah, but the coffee was
I
too
didn't
hot.
get that either. But
Yeah, but even 190 versus 170, you're still going to get hurt if you spill it on yourself.
yeah, exactly. And
190 is not that hot. My hot water in my house in my house that I still have is about 180, 190 degrees because it comes straight out of a tankless coil in the boiler.
So at the time, McDonald's was required to keep its coffee brewing at 205. But they were supposed to sell it at 180. I'm reading the actual, what actually happened during that case. Because, again, I had to do a big report on this case.
Here's the funny thing. If you're in a car drinking hot coffee, the worst thing that could happen is when you burn yourself, you either hit the gas or hit the brake and run into a wall or something.
Well, they were sitting in a parking lot, supposedly.
It's what comes afterwards. Because I've known people that happened to.
Yeah. Anyway, new subject.
Yeah.
Back to you and carbonated.
120 degrees is normal, Mr. Buttram. That's the right temperature. 180 degrees for Grubby Zebra, I don't know. That's kind of hot.
No, yeah, 120 is normal for domestic hot water. You're correct.
Yes.
But and that is, you're never going to get 180 degrees out of a water heater. My domestic hot water at my house comes off of a tankless coil that's installed in the boiler, and there is no thermostatic mixing valve on the.
That's what I was going to say.
So it comes straight out of the boiler at 180, 190 degrees, and that's what you get for the hot water.
Ouch. Yeah, there should be a thermostat. There should be a mixing valve.
There absolutely should. Of course, there's a lot of things wrong with that boiler, and that's just one of them. But yeah, it was always fun. But what's funny is, I got used to it living there, and then I moved here to water, it's a regular hot water system with a water heater. And I'm I got the tap on full hot, no cold, my hands are under. I'm like, this is great. And then living here for 3 years now, I go back home, turn the hot water on. I'm like, holy shit. All myself. I'm like, man, I'm getting weak. I need that 180 degree water.
Yeah, I had to break the little safety code on my new hot water tank when I put it in because I want it 125, not 120, and it caps at 120. And it's one of them heat pumps, and it's all digitalized and
oh yeah,
Wi-Fi and everything. And you got to go in when you set it at anything over 120. You have to say, I understand it's over code. I understand it's over code.
How did you get back there?
And you keep hitting it and going, I want over 120. Leave me the hell alone. I want it 125. Damn it.
My son is fenced in. We have a literal fence that goes around the living room, right? So I stand up because he's quiet. The TV's off. So I'm looking around for him. I don't see him anywhere. I'm like, is he underneath the blanket? No. He has wedged himself back in a corner behind two pieces of furniture. I don't know how the hell he was hiding back there. He just stuck his head out. It's like, hi, you little, what the?
I don't hear him. When I install water heaters, I set them at 120.
Sponsor in the stream. Come on, Frito.
Yeah.
If the customer wants it any hotter, I tell them they have to do it. I tell them what to do, but I will not set it for them because if they burn themselves, they can turn around and sue my ass.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I'd just be happy to find somebody in where my house is that knows anything about hydronic heating, because I'll be damned if I could find anybody that knew anything about boilers out there. I had to learn about that entire system myself, and then I'm having.
Where are you located?
It's in Portsmouth, Virginia. And I'm having to tell the people working on it what they need to do to fix it. Only because I can't get the parts.
That's my thing, is hydronics. That's one of my specialties.
Time to go to Virginia, Sergio.
of us.
And just all the people out there, they all retired, and nobody, they're just, which is, I don't understand why nobody, kind of filled in that gap, because there's a ton of houses out there that still have old radiator systems in them.
Well, it kind of went by the wayside, but it's coming back because
It is, yeah.
more and more people are doing heated floors and stuff like that.
Yep.
And the big thing now is also like snow melt. So you run all these pipes through your driveway and bring it back, and so that you can heat it up in the wintertime and no snow on your driveway.
Yeah, just don't use copper.
Actually, we use PEX for that.
So the only reason I said that is because I guess the Levittown houses had in-floor radiant heating back in the 50s when he's building those, and they didn't know any better, so they used copper pipe embedded in the concrete slabs.
Oh yeah,
and it would all corrode and develop leaks.
Yes, copper does not work well with cement.
Opening up to
PEX is
CAD.
the thing we use.
Yeah. One of these years, I got to replace my boiler, and I wish nobody makes a gas-fired boiler that I can find that uses a tankless coil. They're all oil boilers that use tankless coils. All the gas-fired ones, they expect you to have either an external
coil.
Either an external coil, an external tank, or a completely separate appliance.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways to do it, but yeah.
But I've got an old gravity-fed system, and it won't really like being zoned like that. Although I did find one company that uses the external coil. It sits below the boiler, and I think that's what I'm going to end up going with, because I won't have to zone it, because that's just that'll be on the same loop as my radiators. What?
Oh, you do have an old system, gravity. Ooh.
Originally it was a gravity-fed system, and then it was somebody put a oil.
His audio went.
Started that to gas back, I guess, 20 years ago, and the house was built in '39.
Wow.
But it's really neat. But yeah, it's all cast iron radiators and 2.5-inch diameter cast iron pipe, and all the pipe was insulated with asbestos.
Yeah.
Normal.
And so when I moved in, right, all the asbestos insulation that was in the attic, we did the home inspection, obviously. It's like, oh, you got asbestos, and all the insulation that was in the attic was in great shape. So I was like, don't pull the insulation off in the attic. I just want you to encapsulate it, because there's nothing wrong with it, and the only real health risk is disturbing it. So go ahead and encapsulate it, and it'll be fine. The stuff in the crawl space is falling apart and needs to be pulled off and replaced with foam. So what they did was they pulled off all the crap in the attic and then left all the stuff in the crawl space. So now I've still got all the crappy stuff in the crawl space that I got to deal with at some point. Son of a bitch! Send me the expensive shit. Oh well.
I used to have an abatement license for that crap.
Yeah, I can't afford to pay it. I'll end up getting a couple Tyvek suits, a respirator, and a garden hose, and a sprayer, and going under there and doing it myself.
Oh,
People don't realize it's not as dangerous if you just take stupidly simple precautions.
yeah.
Shit out of it. Wear a good respirator mask, not just a surgical mask. A good respirator.
No, I've got a good respirator with a good particulate filter on it.
And believe it or not, the one thing that they don't even advertise, no one's ever made a big deal about, is it's just as bad for your freaking eyes as it is for your lungs. You need to wear full-on goggles, not just safety glasses, because the stuff will screw up your eyeballs really bad if it gets in.
Well, I mean, if it's fine enough to go into your lungs, it's got to be fine enough to get embedded in your eyes. That should be common sense.
It's in your eyes, it's worse than your lung. I shouldn't say worse, but it's just as bad as your lungs.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is wet it.
But yeah, I'll end up getting under there and doing it. I just got to get the. You just got to keep. I just got to do it at some point, which means I got to go take a couple weeks off and go back to Virginia and do it, which I don't really feel like doing. So
yeah,
as long as my sister's living there and I'm not trying to sell the house, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. It's still, I would get rid of it just because, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily, I mean, it's in the it's nowhere it's going to mess with her because, like I said, it's in the crawl space. She ain't going under there. So
we had to get our licenses when I worked at the school because the floor tiles were all asbestos.
oh yeah,
So every time we polished the floors, we had to take asbestos security issues just to strip and polish the floor.
Yep.
Or like replace a tile would get broken, we had to replace it. So literally every janitor in Oheim school system had an asbestos abatement license. We all had to go take the 3-day class and go through all the crap, and they had all the stuff in there. And,
well, that's that could be handy.
well, it was nice because they paid for it all, and it was
Exactly.
I was doing it part time as a kid during the summers, but in the winters I worked carpentry and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, we got asbestos tiles on the thing, and we got to get this done and that done." It's like, I got my license for that. Go buy the damn bags, and I'll pull it for you.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, we got a lot of the houses still have the asbestos roof tiles because they don't want to they don't want to pull those off and fix them.
Yeah.
Which I guess part good because if the neighbor's house burns down, you don't have to worry about embers falling on your roof and setting your house on fire.
The hardest part is getting rid of it. Everyone thinks it's expensive to tear it out. It's not the expense of tearing it out. It's getting rid of it.
It's the disposal. Yeah.
The disposal is like 3 times the cost of taking it down.
I'm lucky that the dump, the municipal dump that's right near the house there, takes all that stuff. I mean, obviously, you have to. I think I have to pay for asbestos.
Yeah.
But it's got to have those materials section.
Yep.
And I think
You
asbestos.
still have a landfill. You're not a. It was usually only actual landfills where you bring it in, and you drop it, and they bury it in the ground, and that's that.
Yeah.
They'll take it. Like we used to take it here in town until our landfill. It's funny, when I was a kid and we worked on the garbage trucks, we'd drive down into the dump. Now you drive up into the dump.
Yeah, so the big
get on a little scale, and now we're just a recycling center. Everything.
Yeah, so the big thing there is right. Because I mean you can't go down because it's all at sea level basically. So they built mountains out of trash.
Yeah,
and then what they do is once they cap them, about 10 years after they've capped them, they'll turn them into a park. So we've got one in Virginia Beach that's a public park.
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that anymore.
And then they had actually a couple years ago they had to put a methane vent in the top of it.
I was gonna say the dumps all get methane vents, and the other thing people don't realize
they've got one in Chesapeake that they've got. I guess it's like 15 years from being full, and then so I guess in 2040-ish or 2050-ish it'll be turned into a park. They started that one when I was a kid because I remember when they opened that one, like started using it as a landfill, and then it'll be a park. It's pretty fun, but they don't. The downside is now they don't let you sled down them in the winter. They used to let you sled. We used to be able to sled down them. I don't think it was ever allowed. And then some people ended up in the lake. So they said no more sledding. I was like, you bastards, because it's the only real hill around there, unless you want to go find a sand dune somewhere.
A couple of towns over, like 15 years ago, started doing clean fill dumps where it was certain items only, mostly just like brush and dirt, and you could bring that to this clean fill dump.
I got you.
It was a separate dump, and the whole point was that they could take this kind of not safe area and turn it into a park. Well, it was a clean fill, and it was mostly wood and wood chip and brush and all that, and they turned it into this big, beautiful park like 10 years later, where they had, fireplaces, and they had to shut it down because they had an underground fire there for like 4 years running. And it just never went out. They had a new one every 4 years.
No.
Burned for 4 years straight. Yeah. There was a fire truck there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4 years.
What happened was somebody in the municipal waste board read about Centralia and said, "This sounds like a good idea."
Yep. They finally, I don't remember what they did. They drilled it or something and flooded it somehow to finally get it out.
Yeah. The mine fire
and filled it with water and flooded and lifted it. But needless to say, they spent all that money to make this park, and now it's just like a waste.
That's sad.
It's a closed up, overgrown. No one goes in there or even mows or nothing. And it was a nice place. I mean, they did a beautiful. It was a good the concept was good.
Yeah.
Just, they needed to mix a little more dirt in with all the wood and brush, I guess, or whatever.
Chris looks very serious.
Non-contaminants. Because they let other stuff than natural. I think there was some like plastics and stuff they could throw in there. And anything that was off gassing or something. It was a clean fill, whatever. I don't know what the exact regulations were, but
right.
It was supposed to downplay because they were doing like we were, where they had to convert their landfill into a transfer station, and they were hoping they could lower the cost of the transfer station by not transferring stuff that really could just go into a landfill. But needless to say, it didn't come out so great. Yeah, Waterford was not too happy about that. And now it's a dump again, I think. I think they actually just reopened it as the transfer station. They paved over the whole damn thing, locking it in. Actually, I think part of it now is a dog park, too. As long as you don't have fires or anything in there, it's safe, I guess. But I understand they actually drilled, wells, like drilling a well into it, and then pumped like millions of gallons of water and literally flooded the underground. Point where it put all the smoldering out. It was kind of a bizarre thing to have a fire for 4 years. Like vents of steam and smoke coming out of the ground all the time.
Nice.
It was almost like having a volcano by, how they always have the crevices with the smoke coming out of them. It was kind of cool in a way and kind of crazy in another. Bunch of houses around it had to be closed and moved out of, and town got sued. And, it was a big yeehaw for that thing. Whatever happened. Some pretty interesting gemstones on the underground coal fires, yeah. Well, that's the coal will burn forever.
Yes, and it is burning forever. Although they covered up the graffiti highway, which kind of makes me mad.
Did you see that? There was a bunch of smoke and clouds and steam coming out of Orkaki's ear there while he was thinking there for a minute.
I'm in CAD again.
I can't tell if he's thinking hard or he's just pissed off.
I'm in CAD again.
Yeah.
Again, I can't tell if he's thinking hard or he's pissed off.
What are you designing now?
What are you doing? Trying to make that thing bigger and better now?
Yeah, I'm gonna attach a ring to the bottom of the top part. Oh man, I don't know how to do that though.
For what?
Don't worry about it.
No, why are you attaching the ring? Instead of putting a TPU seal in there, just put a ring in it?
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, the TPU doesn't really compress as much. So
yeah, but it still seals, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah.
So what's the difference whether it compresses or not?
It leaves a gap.
Yeah.
I don't like it. There's also another change I want to make too. So I'm just kind of pondering in CAD over here.
So make the TPU seal a little smaller.
No, that's not what I want to do.
It's top secret, Tom.
I still think you should make it look like
He'll show us when he's ready.
Make the bottom shaped out like a little wooden fire and turn the top into a cauldron and make it like a witch's cauldron going.
Oh, Chris, this is the
Yeah, what's up?
printed. Or is there a better one?
No, that's good.
This one good?
Yeah.
It'll work.
I'm getting all ready for that change.
I'm
Me
ready
too.
for the change too, and I just don't want to deal with rewiring everything.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Oh, it is when you're doing it with from the Duet to a Marlin board because you got to cut all the plugs off and redo them.
Oh, wait a minute, I do?
If you do go from a Duet,
Oh, no, okay, Duet.
everything else uses the regular old JSTs. Duet uses their own whatever.
It's 'cause
Monkey.
And LDO
Duet thinks they're
and
special.
Print Solid sells a cable thing to make it work.
Yeah, but that's just another area to have an issue. You know what I mean? It's a
No.
plug into a plug into a plug into a plug. It's like, why?
Oh, Monkey finally made a beautiful print.
Well, not finally. Monkey makes beautiful prints now and again.
Really? I thought he just made prints. He's finally saying he made a beautiful one, so I'm just agreeing with him that it's the first beautiful one.
He didn't say
Where you
made
see
the first. He said he just made a beautiful print. Not the first
Yeah.
beautiful.
He's never
Wow,
said it
people
before.
are
The
chatting.
water flow tower was pretty awesome.
Hey, what time does Verf start this weekend?
Tomorrow or Saturday?
Start Saturday.
Tomorrow at noon, isn't it? They actually start up at noon tomorrow, don't they?
Also, it wasn't printed on the Mark III. It says best layers ever.
You see Joel's stream last night?
No.
He unpacked his craft bot again. And he got a replacement, I guess, from him. He sent him a known working unit from Canada.
Yeah.
So he gets it unpacked, right? I mean, and he streams the entire print of a dual color Benchy. And it's like 10 layers from finishing. And it knocked the Benchy off the build plate.
Oh,
Oh
man.
gosh.
He's like, no!
It's an awful expensive machine for getting kind of crappy prints out of.
That would hurt. Ouch.
Hmm.
You know what I haven't looked at in years was Craftware. I was like diddling with that for an hour or two and then going, okay, this is why I don't use it.
Yeah, their website's crazy.
Craftware that was the original, like, even before Simplify 3D. Original.
Kiss Slicer, baby.
No, Craftware was the first one to have, movable supports. They actually had the individual adjustable supports before Simplify 3D did. But it never worked. You can move the supports around all you want, but you couldn't get a damn thing to print out of it.
The worst thing about having a
Normal.
beard, eating the damn hair. Yeah.
It's time to get a better beard.
I just can't keep the hairs off the side of my mouth from ending up in my mouth when I'm eating like sandwiches and stuff.
That's just extra protein, bro.
It's one reason I wish it was straight hair instead of curled. But oh well, it is what it is.
Oh no,
Too
no,
many
no,
of the
no.
high-end machines trying to be high-end, and they're actually not even as good as the cheapo desktops.
Oh, speaking of Speaking of cheapo desktops, Bantam has released a desktop CNC mill. It's
And
like $3,500 for doing
That's
wood and aluminum.
not cheap. If it's over a couple $100, it ain't cheap.
For a mill?
Yeah. Saint Smart's got their little one now for what, $170?
For a
It only does like a little 4x4 square, but
I wouldn't trust a couple. I don't trust a couple $100 printer, let alone a couple $100 CNC.
I do. I like playing with the little cheapo pieces of junk. They're just fun to play with. Figure out what's wrong with them and then make them better.
Everything.
Pretty much what I did with that. There's not much left of the original.
$200.
Mitsu.
What's wrong with it? Everything.
Everything. The heated bed and the original frame, and even the original frame isn't because I replaced the two uprights with Open Build's V-rail because they had nylon wheels in the regular T-grooved for the Z restraint. I was like, are you freaking good? You grab it and just wobble it, even with everything tensioned up. And no eccentric knots. They just had it where you slide it in and try to tighten it. And it would tighten and it would work. And it'd go up and down 2 or 3 times and it'd be loose again. That wasn't too bright of them.
Oh, look, and they got a video of Naomi hawking their wares.
I'm so over her.
Like, I ended up on her channel through something. Oh, through a couple YouTube comments from different YouTube channels where she had made replies and putting together that it was the Naomi that people in the 3D printing stuff are talking about. She's doing something with the reality. So I was like, okay, I'll take a look at it. I couldn't even make it through the whole video. Yeah,
I got nothing against her. I just, whatever. She creates drama that's not there. And I understand why, and I get her whole issue, and I have no problems with it. It's just like, okay, now get over it and move on.
That's impossible.
When she started blocking like Filament Frenzy for, I don't even remember what he said, but it was like, why would you even take offense to that? You just don't matter.
Why not take offense to it?
She just went on, and anyone that was a male human being from America, she was blocking.
And he's from Europe.
Yeah. But that was like her thing, and she just blocked everybody. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to block her before she blocks me. I don't even block her. I just don't, whatever. She's not a bad person. She just, you know, whatever.
New topic.
Yeah. Lucky, we want to get on here. We want to see your fancy print, man.
Yeah.
I take offense to Chris.
He takes offense to me?
Yeah.
Building?
He's got to drive across the border and get a hole digger and put it on a big truck, and then he's going to take offense to you, Chris.
Yeah, normal.
A Canadian cedar fence.
Typical Jordan thing.
That Canadian cedar is good stuff.
You know what's better? We started getting it because it's actually cheap now. The way everything's growing and everything. A lot of the fence now are going to Japanese cedar. Oh my God, is that stuff awesome? It's so much more stable than American cedar. It's tighter, grown.
You need to build it out of balsa.
Yeah, okay. It's easier to fix when it blows down in the next breeze.
So my workbench.
You got to actually connect the device there, Captain.
Is 2 pieces of 3-inch thick ingrained balsa with.
So show us your awesome print.
It's nothing fancy. It's just a cube.
So what are you bragging about? It's a freaking cube.
Yeah, but I posted pictures on Twitter where you can see the higher ground. It like the layers are perfect.
Oh, okay.
And it's vase mode?
No, single wall.
Oh, so it's easy to print. Got it.
Vase mode's easier.
No. If it's single wall, it's still easy because there's no back wall that it has to print in front of, which would show more of the artifacting in the print.
Oh, okay.
We can print single wall prints and call them pretty all day. I mean, that's what Prusa does all the time. Like, hey, look at my fancy pictures.
You know what? Thanks for tearing me down a little.
Just kidding.
I was actually pretty happy about it, but you know what? That's fine. Fuck you.
Wow.
No, he's not going to take offense to you.
Oh, here we go. Look at this, Jordan.
He's going to take a baseball bat to you.
Wow.
Yeah, what's going on at the bottom though?
I got to figure that out still.
That's not
Chiron is what I want to know. How's that Chiron running with its fancy big ass screen?
And it looks like you have a little bit of what is it called? More?
I think that's just the camera showing the more.
There's a little bit of that, but also like it's because I think my infill overlap is just a little like for a single wall. Infill overlaps a little bit.
Why should
higher
overlap matter at all for single wall?
I blame Sergio because look at his prints, man. Flawless.
That's solid infill.
I'm just
right?
Your balls right now.
Bottom layers are solid infills, so they count.
Oh, you're talking about the bottom layers. Okay.
Why is there a fire coming out of it behind you?
I'm so glad I decided to start Sergio. It's been good seeing you, buddy.
That's
thanks for doing what you do, Sergio.
That's for being so sus all the time.
You know what? This is
Yeah,
for being all fuck a you for all
Nice.
time.
He had that top view, and I saw just the edge of the atomic spool. I thought it was a wheel on the side of his for tightening his belt.
George gonna lose his Canadian
Like
car.
a big 10-inch wheel for tightening his belt.
He's gonna go all maple syrup on us.
A little maple syrup on you.
Maple
and
syrup
you
is
use-
good.
And you used
So,
the build plate.
That's the same thing that Pooch is building right now, right?
What is?
The Chiron. That's the same base model. I mean, I know you
Yeah.
modified the crap out of it already, but
I didn't know he was building one. Yeah, no, this is.
yeah, he's been posting on Twitter like
It's not a
10
Chiron
times
anymore.
the last 2 days.
It's a Jordan now.
No, it has a
Jordan.
whole brand new Greek name provided by a Greek person.
It's a monkey around.
That
It's been monked. Monk your printer.
is it now Bugatti?
Bugatti. Is it a Bugatti printer?
Bukaki printer. Oh wait, no, sorry.
No, you don't do that.
Bugatti.
I said it before I heard it, and then once I heard it, I was like, oh wait, no, that means something already.
What's up, Mackie Rob?
Robbie, they're being mean to me. Get their ass, Seabass.
They're being mean to me. So are you still waiting on your mini to ship, or have they shipped it and you just haven't gotten it?
Still waiting for it to ship. It is currently still listed as on back order.
Isn't that just pleasant?
Yeah. Yeah. It says it's now shipping.
Do you see this? Oh man, that's nice. Yeah, Jordan saw it because Jordan liked it.
What?
The little waiting room area from Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that looked cool.
Fred.
Actually,
Yeah, Freddie's making that.
Oh,
We've been
I
talking
saw
about that for
That
a
is
couple
awesome.
days.
That is pretty awesome.
So Fred just modeled a diorama because Bedrin put out the Among Us dudes. So Fred made a diorama for. I was trying to think of what to do, so we did the waiting room. We suggested the waiting room from the first map. So
Ooh.
That isn't bad there, Mr. Monkey.
That-
Such a big ass bed swinging back and forth.
Hey, we need to figure out how to make this on using a printer.
on using a printer.
Actually, I can share my screen, can't I? Oh,
You can.
other people can see it.
No, my monitor is normal size. Thank you.
I'm just
Look at how
sharing the
look at how stupid that looks. Like they got a
What is that?
giant. Like
Oh, that's one of them sand
magnetic
things, right?
balls.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Oh,
I
well,
like your rating.
I know. I did. Oh, and it's got lights. And
Very nice.
I
One of
approve
them
this message.
Japanese sand things, though, isn't it? With the magnetic balls that it guides around.
yeah, but normally you do that by hand. This is doing
Yeah.
it.
Right.
this
For
is
you.
this is a clock, basically.
It is cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
I-
Guys, I
Is it a
gotta go.
clock? I think they just put a clock on it to
You leaving, Sergio?
Oh, you think they
Yeah,
put a
it's
clock on it?
4:30 wake up call.
I
All
guess
right, man. Have a good night, dude.
See you,
Y'all have a
Sergio.
good night. Take care.
Bye, Sergio.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably hit the road myself pretty soon.
Well, that's no fun.
I'll stream. Devin wanted to stream tonight, so I'm streaming. Robbie Mac.
You went away.
Hey, Grubby,
Yeah.
if I find one, will you buy it?
Depends on how much it costs.
Okay,
$43 million.
And how much
because
you're,
I found it.
$3 million.
Or I found something like it.
I found that. Well, I found that the company store apparently. Oh shit! Yeah, I'm not buying one of those.
Was it a couple grand?
I mean, the smallest one they have is $600.
Oh, it doesn't exist anymore. Oh,
You just go to SisyphusIndustries.com.
no. So ThinkGeek has one.
Oh, gotcha.
Ah,
It's a smaller little version, and it probably doesn't. But their link. Oh, here we go. Their link in their video is dead.
I haven't seen that. crap.
$30.97.
Oh my god! I typed in like sand art and I got silly sand. I haven't seen silly sand since I was a kid.
I got to put the link in the private chat because it's too large.
You guys even know what silly sand is?
That's what she said. Wait, what?
Do you guys have silly sand as a kid, or was it pretty much gone? when y'all came around.
I don't tend to come around.
I don't know.
You did come around because that's how you were made. Daddy came. You're now around. Pretty much.
Oh, here's like a full size.
Wow.
Universe.
Have you guys ever played with silly sand?
Maybe.
It was like Play-Doh, but sand.
Yeah, it's like kinetic sand. It's the same. Yeah. Yeah, two NEMA 17s, a slip ring, an optical end stops, and an Arduino Raspberry Pi required. I could do this.
I can do it. Glue and sand, yeah, actually. Well, it's not really glue because it never. I guess if you left it out, it hardened just like Play-Doh does.
All right, so they have a few different ones at the Sisyphus
Mm-hmm.
is another one. But like this really cool coffee table, it's only $2,000. That thing's cool.
$2,000.
Yeah. The full big coffee table is 1900. They have a hardwood. They have a big table that's like 10 grand. 4 foot diameter hardwood coffee table.
That is amazing. Because you could put like glass over top of it and then just let it do its thing all the time.
I would be assuming it has glass over top of it. I know the metal one does because they show it.
Oh, and you can get Paduk on it. What color sand do you want? White or natural white? Ooh. Oh, there's light.
Well, that's the color of the light. Yeah,
I want it RGB, bitches.
absolutely. RGB for the win.
It looks like
you
the
know
mini
excited
one.
over a coffee table.
normal.
I mean, it's not baller.
Oh.
It's not
Yeah, it
RGB.
would be kind of cool.
Dude, look at this mini ES.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. The little $600 one.
It has an app that you tell it what you want it to spell.
Oh
and
yeah,
it
that's
does it.
all of them. All of them have that app. That's the app that you control it with.
Oh, and it's got RGB. I'm sold. Oh, RGBW. Sorry, even better.
All minis come with 2-ball mode. You're damn skippy.
Yeah, you need to have 2 balls.
Yeah.
Chris, how do you feel about your balls? 1 or 2?
Awesome.
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 Especially when you're playing with them.
You know me.
Yeah, I guess.
Ball cocky. Monkey ball.
Whoa, man, whoa. Bob, are we playing games? I don't know. Are we playing games?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll play games.
I'm gonna bolt pretty soon.
All right, let me make a new stream.
Hey, quitters never quit. I mean, wait, that didn't come out right. Never mind.
Grubby ever failed. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, yeah, he did.
I always fail. That's my middle name.
Procrastinate, get everything done tomorrow. Wow.
The meatloaf.
Oh, my head.
Good.
I gotta send Chris a case of watermelon beer.
Good.
Oh, watermelon beer is good.
Cheer him up a little bit.
I've had
Yeah.
watermelon beer. It's good.
Sounds wrong.
I think
Did you guys see this tweet that just went out a little earlier? It's about a movie that's being made called The Fat Man.
You're the fat man.
Hey, I want. If they're gonna make a movie about me, they better give me royalties.
And so it's Mel Gibson is Santa.
Oh God, not another Santa movie.
Oh no, dude, you got to watch this.
All right, I'll watch the trailer.
I'm gonna find the link here.
I got it pulled up. Here, I'll put it in the private chat.
Why don't you put it in the
All
main
right.
chat and then you
Private
can
chat. All right, private chat is a StreamYard link. StreamYard link. Go live. Go live. We're live.
All right, there's the movie trailer.
YouTube link. Share. Copy. StreamYard.
Can you do multiple StreamYards at once? Oh, it looks
Yeah,
like you can.
I'm streaming both.
Yes.
Ah.
Well, I got
boom.
Chris in stereo now. Ooh, this is.
I got everyone's stereo.
Oh,
Hi-yo.
Hello.
Anyway,
all right, Llama.
you all
Take it
got,
easy.
Bye, llama.
Bye, Llama.
Bye, Llama.
Thanks for having
We'll
us
miss you,
hanging
Llama.
out.
you all have a good. Pop it in and just-
You don't have far to go to bed.
right there.
Yep. See you.
And yet it's still a freaking process when you're as old as I am. See you.